Roll with
we will now call this meeting to order. January 16th, special meeting of the Board of Directors of Palo Verde Health District. Will please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So everything, please take roll.
President Carmela Garnica,
Here.
Director Trina Spartan,
Present.
Director Dr. David Frank absent, Director Sandra Hudson.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we have public comment. This is an opportunity for citizens to speak only on items listed on the agenda. For the record, please state your name. The board has a policy of limiting any speaker to not more than 3 minutes. Public input may be offered on the agenda items when they come up for discussion and or action. So first of all, do we have any board comments?
I have a comment. Sorry to bore you every time, but I do that one. I want to be clear about the role of the board and our obligation to the public. The public hospital is not a personal mission, a private cause, or anyone's possession. Palo Verde Hospital belongs to this community. Board members serve as fiduciary stewards and are accountable to patients, staff, taxpayers, and voters, not the individuals' visions, influence, or desire for control. I thought quite a bit, Carmela, about what you said about your mission. And I believe that we all have a mission, but I don't think that we can impose our mission on other people. And I don't think yours can be imposed on the community. I think it's time to transition and to figure out a better plan for survival. Because bad-mouthing the community improvement fund, the farmers, metropolitan water, that they are the reason we don't have a tax base. The reason we don't have a tax base is because we have not earned enough confidence from this public sitting out here to vote for us to have that tax base. And we haven't worked together. We haven't done one single step toward getting it. That's on us. So I would appreciate a spirit of cooperation. I think we're working toward that. And I think we do need a better tax base. I don't disagree with Carmela on that, but I also think we have to earn that. I think the public has to believe in Palo Verde Hospital enough to want to support it. If you want it improved, that's the way to it. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Sargent, do you have any board comment?
No, Carmela, I don't. I'm not feeling well today.
Okay, thank you so much. Moving right along, let's see. Is there any?
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, you're calling public comment. Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm here to address Carmela today as I've continued to bring public awareness in regards to the maladministration of this board's conduct. Carmela, you continue to be defiant. After the last video where the assistant mayor asked for your willingness to resign so that Riverside may assist, there was an obvious scene that was captured. Community members keep asking what's holding you to your seat. At this point, the evidence points only to one conclusion, that whoever steps in may discover all the fraud and waste that has occurred, including and not limited to continuous Brown Act violations. So as you continue to publicly speak to refusing to step down, we the community will continue to demand answers and your resignation. You speak of a mission and peace as you show while your goon squatter riots both in person and online to bully and intimidate the community. We will not be intimidated. You are an elected official held to a higher standard than the layperson. We will move forward on another recall as quickly as possible, and we will recall your seat. You had a chance to end this on your terms, but you are diligent on being forced out. So we, the community, will force you out. You will no longer hold this hospital community hostage for your own personal gain. For Ms. Anaya, who I do not see here today, you are now asking for the doctor's help to pass DMV, yet you have blatantly refused to collaborate with him in the professional capacity at which he is employed. You gambled with this community's lifeline and you lost. Thank you for the years of serving this community and district. But more importantly, thank you for forcing the community to ask questions and demand answers and rein in new leadership. Carmela, here is all of our signatures, and we are going to keep pushing forward.
Any more public comment? Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about?
Thanks first.
I'm not a good man.
Hi, my name is Dee Coates, and I want to thank you guys for having us here today. And I want to personally thank the City of Blythe, Mayor DeCote, Vice Mayor Johnny Rodriguez, and City Manager Mallory Casillas for their help in arranging the bridge loan to keep you guys open the extra week and for engaging Riverside County to come in for the next 6 months. Which the hospital has secured these 2 temporary extensions, and now is not the moment for taking sides or assigning blame. We must unite behind a single goal, saving our hospital and restoring it to its full service facility, including med-surg, inpatient care, and comprehensive services for our community. The problems facing our hospital developed over several years. The board has fallen short in some areas and done well in others. However, it's time for new people to join and work to move this hospital forward, delivering better, sustainable medical care for everyone in our community and restoring financial stability. This will not be fixed overnight. It will require careful planning, research, and steps to correct past poor spending habits and secure hospital's finances. The community will also need to support the hospital by using its services. Go for labs, x-rays, and hopefully soon we'll have inpatient care. We need a board that leads collectively, not one that seeks to be the sole decision maker. It undermines progress when a single person acts as if they are above others and shifts focus away from the real issues. Someone who truly cares about the community would acknowledge that existing resources have been exhausted, and they would welcome new people who might find solutions we missed. The time has come for this board to evaluate itself honestly and with integrity. Thank you.
Well, as the chief of staff of this hospital for years, first of all, I want to thank Joe DeCote, which I don't think Johnny Rodriguez, and the rest of the city council and Mallory for sure that they worked hard to, for the second time, save our hospital. The last time I believe they lent us $500,000 back in 2007 that saved the hospital from closure. We shouldn't have to go through this. And this time it's only 6 months. 6 months is going to be over very soon. And this is for emergency room. In order to get a good, fine, full-blown hospital, we cannot wait for tax base because that's going to be up to the voters. We cannot wait and the hospital is going to be closed. The only way is to have the county come in and take over. I've said it before and I say it again. I have offered my resignation if that's required to save the hospital, even though my whole livelihood is on this hospital. I have paid over $1 million on restitution to the hospital that did not want to accept it, but I forced them to accept it. Without that, this hospital would have been closed a long time ago. Now, with all that said, why do we have speeches that continue to say we want to have togetherness, we want to have united and all that, but the action is different? If Dr. Brooks said he resigned to save this hospital, Sandy Hudson offered that, I don't understand why. And by the way, I talked to Trina yesterday, and to her credit, when I talked to her, she said that she has no problem resigning to save the hospital. She offered that. So the only person that is left that is holding for unknown reason is Carmela. And I don't know why this resignation is so important to you. I don't think there is any more money coming from the hospital. There's no more $67,000 for your land. There's nothing beneficial to you. The only thing beneficial to this community is for you to resign, for all of you to resign so we can save the hospital. It was telling when the newspaper or let's say the TV person is interviewing you. Even they are telling you, in order to save this hospital, the community and county is asking you to resign. And you basically was even sarcastic and passive aggressive to the newspaper, the news lady. And you keep saying, is it beneficial? Is it, what is it? I mean, come on. Everybody tells you that the hospital will be saved without this board, with a board that is completely new, acceptable to the county. I don't understand why you do not understand this part of it. And for good of this community, we beg you to resign. We will put you as a president in the future for something if that is what you want.
Public comment?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, board members, and our community. I have a question for Ms. Wade, and it has to do with our bylaws for the healthcare district. And my question is, I believe that about this time last year, if it was not February, that the governance structure with regard to the governing document changed away from the Robert's Rules of Order. Is that correct?
Yes, this board adopted Rosenberg's rules.
Okay.
Yes.
The bylaws that are posted on the portal for the healthcare district do not reflect that. Are they under review? Has that truly been adopted? If the bylaws are not complete, are the bylaws complete and not posted? I just need to clear that up.
That change was made by resolution, so they have been updated or amended. So the resolution should be posted if it's not.
I'm sorry, there was noise. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Ms. Wade.
That's okay. That change was adopted by resolution. So by virtue of the adoption of the resolution, the bylaws have been amended. It should be uploaded to the portal.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, so I want to clarify something. First of all, Dr. Salobi, I think that I would like to apologize if there's anything that has disturbed you or anything that I don't know. That is something that has not been communicated to you, or that about me or whatever. But I think we need to come together, and we need to work together. So because we only have up to 6 months, and all those is ready to come in. But we need to be able to not point fingers or slander or being together. But the main thing is that I truly want to apologize if there is anything that needs to be, forgiven for or whatever. We have all tried. We're all trying our best. Ms. Hudson, and Ms. Sarton, and Dr. Brooks, and myself, we have gone through some strong tribulations, and there's a lot of things that we're working on, and so now that we received this funding, we need to transition. There are some from the city of Blythe requesting a new management team, and the county is requesting also a transition of management. So in the interview that I gave yesterday, in regards to the comment that Dr. Salobi brought up, was when we received that money, So it was already said that we were going to close at 12 midnight on Friday. There was not a team ready to come in and take over at 12:01, 12:02. So when I said, is it in the best interest of our community, of our hospital, if we all walked out, if all of us at the board submitted our resignation at 11:59, if all the CEOs, the administration, all the CFO, if everybody walked out, the whole administration and whoever all the administration under them, if we all walked out at 11:59 because we needed to be out by 12, that would have not been in the best interest of the hospital, because under certain regulations of Title 22, we would not have, nobody would have been there to operate that. And there would be an emergency, so there's no way that we could have done that. That's what I meant to when I said at that time. And, you know, so if anything that I said was misinterpreted, well, you know, I apologize for that. If I spoke Spanish on the Spanish radio and, you know, they wanted it translated, okay, well, I apologize for that. But we have 56% of Hispanics here in Blythe, and a large majority of them don't speak English. So we get calls of what's happening. Instead of repeating the same story to individuals, the best thing was to do it in Spanish, because there's nothing translated into Spanish of what goes here in this meeting, of what goes on in any news outlet. And so we are beginning to do that now. So if anybody felt offended because I spoke Spanish on the Spanish radio, well, I'm sorry for that. And, you know, but we need to, some people that aren't as vocal as those of us here, they want to know what's going to happen. And we owe it to them. We owe it to them to, whether Carmela Garnica is here on this board or whether Carmela Garnica is on, it doesn't matter. We still need to work together, and we need to transition. So once this transition happens, and we are working with it, we are being guided by Riverside County. We are being guided by them. So if there's things that aren't happening as fast as some of the rhetoric that's going on, it's because we are being guided and we are following that. And I thank you. That was my board comment. Okay. So now moving right along, we are going on to,
Your public comment is still open. You haven't closed it yet.
I did my board comment. Actually.
I just need to know if I can speak.
Yeah, I guess so.
For the remainder of the 3 minutes that were available, Joanna.
Thank you. I'm really thankful that you spoke, Ms. Garnica, with regard to the comments made on the radio station the other night. It is fully expected that that radio station assist the Hispanic population of our valley. I have been a supporter of that for a very long time. Even, you know, they were not active for a very long time, and they've become pretty active in the last couple of years, and I'm very grateful for that. And we actually have almost a 60% Hispanic population in our community, and it is very important. I think the thing that has been frustrating was the comment that was made, and I was personally offended when I was told by you in a public forum to use Google Translate when the publicizing of that meeting, of that transmission was done in English, and it was to be an important information about the hospital, and that was stated in English.
And to be told near the end of that, when somebody asked about that we needed to use Google Translate, I don't think that was fair. And I think that you've realized that wholly by now. And so it's really bothered me. It has really bothered me that it was the manner in which you said it. And I know that you know that. I tried to reach out to you on text. I must be blocked, but that's okay. And, but I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that, because you did bring it up, and thank you for apologizing. Thank you.
So, that was hard for me to do that when I got that message, just to put the record straight. Because when you speak a lot of Spanish and your brain changes that way. So when I was asking you translate that in English, I just thought, instantly I thought, I got to translate in a whole hour. And I wasn't reading the script. So I had to, in my mind, I said, can you use Google Translate? Because I have employees who speak a lot of Spanish. So what they do when we give orientations, they have and it's translating, so they're getting everything from me, and then they ask me if that's exactly what it was, because it doesn't always translate verbatim, but so they do that. But I thought that's what he said. I'm sorry if I offended anybody with that, but it's past. We got to move forward, and I learned. Everybody learns. We all learn, and I'm learning as all this is going through. So yes, I did realize that later on that. Okay, so public comment is now closed. So now we'll move on to motion to accept the agenda.
If I may be recognized, Madam President.
Yes, you may.
I'd like to recommend that immediately following action item 6A, that the clerk to the board be permitted to report on the amended notice of vacancy.
Yes. Okay.
So now you should seek the approval of the agenda, including that recommendation from council, please.
Do I have a motion?
I still move. What was that?
Please for me to be able to present the amended notice of vacancy for the consideration of action to accept the resignation of Director Dr. David Brooks.
Where is it now?
Item 6A, vacancy notice was copied in the back of the room. In addition, it's part of the agenda packet and all of it.
Okay, so do I have a second?
I'll second.
Can you call the question?
Director Stardon,
Aye.
Director Brooks absent, Director Hudson,
Aye.
President Garnita.
Aye. So, next item on the agenda, we have an update on operations and finance of the district.
Yes, if I may be, I'm sorry, if I may be recognized.
Oh, okay, yes.
Thank you. I'd just like to report again that on January 14th, 2 days ago, the district received the proposal/statement from the county regarding the $1 million loan to sustain immediate operations status quo, and also allowing the district and the county an opportunity to negotiate a management agreement. I would like to report that those efforts are underway, and so there will likely be additional special meetings moving forward as the county and the district are prepared to move forward on some of these documents. They may be subject to ratification, as the loan will be with respect to the Board of Supervisors. For one, they are intending to ratify such an agreement once it is reached at their next regular Board of Supervisors meeting. So that is just what I wanted to relay to you today. I had heard somewhere that management was going to take effect, the change, as of Monday or something, and that's not accurate. So those negotiations actually regarding the management will commence next week. RUHS and others are gathering their data points, and we will be scheduled to begin those discussions next week. Thank you.
This is Sandy Hudson. What is your anticipated timeline on this?
Okay.
Or having
So
someone else in place?
with respect to the loan that's being discussed right now, what the county would like to see is an agreement be reached immediately so they can wire the funds today and not have to deal with the MLK holiday on Monday, which would delay everything until Tuesday. With respect to the management agreement, it is the hope that would be able to be negotiated and presented by, as I said, the supervisor's regular meeting, which I believe is the 27th or 28th of January.
Where is Sandra and I? You're
asking me?
I am.
Where is Sandra Anaya?
Yes.
I think she's not there. I don't know where she, I don't know.
Clearly not here.
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, moving right along, so the medical executive committee report, Dr. Salome, chief of staff, please note that at the special meeting of the board of directors held on January 14, 2026, Dr. Shelby provided the NEC report during public comment period. There will be no additional NEC report in the January 16th special meeting of the board. The board will consider credentialing and closed session. I'm
sorry. If I may be recognized again, I understand that Dr. Shalobi did give that report during public comment only in an abundance of caution. However, he is prepared to proceed with his report right now. Thank you.
I did not agree.
Madam President, sorry, Dr. Salome, you recognize?
Yes.
Would you like to do public comment for your update item and board comment? Thank you. We did correspond this.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I have any.
Okay. Is there any public comment on the importance of waiting?
There is.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Leslie Joseph Watkins. So, Leah, I have kind of the same question with regard to the agreement, and I know you're working on it. It sounds like the Board of Supervisors will not be looking at this until their meeting the last Tuesday of the month. And so what is if you could please outline for this community what we should expect as far as knowing what is happening, and will it be an 11th hour that we get to see some semblance of an agreement? Will we have a special meeting maybe the middle of next week so that the public of this community can hear what some of those caveats are with regard to that $1 million loan? If you could please just outline, I mean, just saying, okay, the Board of Supervisors will look at it on the 20, whatever. I don't think that satisfies the palate of this community and this audience right now. I think we are owed a little bit more gratitude with regard to giving us a little bit more information, or at least letting us know, just like they did last week with regard to the employees, or after the last meeting, that we potentially would not be closing today. I was very grateful to hear from the employees. They got that communication, because that communication is vital. And communication is vital for us to start restoring faith. And so if there's anything that we can be told, just give us a little bit, please. Thank you.
Well, I will discuss this right now because you guys did not do it right again. Once again, I've been saying that to you for a year and a half, that you need to first approve your agenda so the public know what you're talking about before coming here. You forced me to discuss in 3 minutes everything else, in addition to briefly complain about the medical staff. I did not present you the medical staff report. I present you what we had problem with. But all of a sudden you take it as medical staff report. I did not mention any practitioner. I did not mention any committee meeting. None of that was discussed. But you take it. Why? Because you are not competent to run a meeting according to Robert's Rule of Order or Rosenberg's Rule of Order. The agenda needs to be approved first, so we know what it is. Just like today, you add and take things out of agenda. You start the board comment right after the roll call, before public comment, which is not on the agenda. The public comment, the board comment is number 3. It's not number 1.5. And you keep saying that you don't want to have a finger pointing and you apologize. You think apologizing to me makes a difference to me. I don't care what you call me. You can call me names, you can call me whatever. Run the hospital to the ground, then I won't be your friend. I've been your friend for 25 years. It doesn't matter. This doesn't make any difference on how I function. You want to point finger and you're worried about what bothers me? What bothers me exactly what is going on today. That you guys change the agenda without the public notice. You don't have it. The most important thing in this hospital right now is finances. And you don't have anybody to present finance of the district. Okay? What is bothering me is that the hospital is not your priority. Self-interest is your priority. And that's what bothers me. Okay? You're worried about everybody walking out? No, nobody asked you to walk out. Dr. Brooks did not resign crazy. He resigned orderly. Sandy Hudson is waiting so you guys can appoint 2 people. Then she will resign. You appoint 2 people for you and Trina. Then the 4th one resigned. The CEO was not walking out. The transition is very smooth. Don't use that as an excuse. You want to walk out and destroy the hospital? It won't happen. You resign today, the hospital is going to get better. And I would love everything to be translated into Spanish. The Spanish-speaking people deserve to know what's going on. But the facts, not the games that you play.
Can I say something?
What is that?
Is it still open?
Mike, they've got some kind of feuds. They've gone on to one thing and not another.
I got
So, I don't know where we're at on the agenda.
I'm like, well, thank you, board, for letting me have this chance, Mike Farage. But this hospital's been in disarray for 30 years. And like Sandy said, people don't want to come to the Blythe Hospital. People have moved because there is no health care. So is it a board? I don't know. I really don't. So I'm kind of being ignorant in what I'm saying because I really don't know, but it's been a problem for a long time. And we can sit here and jab at each other. I don't think it's any one person. CEO's a head coach, needs to be fired. If she's not stepping down, she needs to be gone. You can't let this stuff, it's just business 101. We cannot continue to let this go down the road and then everybody's sitting here like, oh, we're doing the best we can. No, we're not. We're closing. So to me, is it Medicare because we have so much of that and they don't want to pay us? Something's general that we have to figure that out before we can go forward. And we can go blame everybody if we want. As long as we keep blaming and not fixing it, we're not going to have a hospital. And if we don't have a hospital, Blythe shuts down pretty much. So I don't want to blame anybody. I just want it fixed. And it shouldn't take a genius to be able to come and run a business. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. And I know there's a lot more compliances and regulations on a hospital. But somewhere, somehow, everybody, needs to come together. And is a matter of it's this board, the next board, is it we need a CEO and somebody that knows how to run a hospital, come and run the hospital and the board back that person up. And that's all I can say.
Seeing that, we will now move to item 6A, right?
We're on 6A now. It's going to be 60.
You skip 5B, medical exam committee report.
No, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's
We're
fine.
next item.
I said you said 6B.
Oh, okay.
5B.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sloan.
Okay, so, okay, so, we now move to.
Thank you. There was no management report. Miss Anaya was not present in the meeting, and I need you to know that she was asked and informed about our meeting. She knew our meeting was there, but she did not, for whatever reason, she did not attend and she did not inform us. We had no committee report. We have not had a committee report, and there was no old business. Under new business, we reviewed the 4 items on every physician that we review every month or every couple of months on medical license, insurance, malpractice insurance, medical license, DEA, and California license. And they were all up to date. There were a couple of physicians close, and we were monitoring them to make sure they don't run out. There were no credentialing interview. Under credentialing, under new business, I didn't finish. As I expected, I explained before, and briefly on the 3 minutes of public comment, we have given this board, the entire board, not one, vote of no confidence because this hospital was run to the ground, and ultimately, at every hospital, the hospital is the ultimate authority. The hospital can walk me out of this hospital today if they want. They can walk out the CEO if they want. And I agree with Michael Froge that you have one employee and you guys could have figured out why the hospital account is going down. You didn't for years. So that vote of no confidence was also given because you have a way out. You have a great option that we didn't have in the last 30 years, which is county takeover. The county is asking for us to remove the board and have a new board without saying that it's your fault or it's anybody. They want to work with a new board. If you walk out, they'll take over. They have a deep pocket. We don't have to pay taxes from Blythe. We don't have to have higher taxes, just like college did, to get their CEO and the college going. We don't have to do that. We can just take this hospital back to its full capacity by all of you resigning orderly, appointing people, and give it back to the county. That's the vote of no confidence that we had a problem. Also, I had a discussion with Ms. Anna, the CEO, and she said, we need to talk. We haven't talked for a while. And I said, yeah, we haven't attended any meeting. You haven't talked to us for months. Of course, we don't know what's going on. The reason is you guys on the agenda had sale of the hospital to Dr. Vu or his group. And if you look at the medical staff bylaw, which you approved the medical staff bylaw on January 25, 2023, signed by myself and Rosie Rabo. This is a new medical staff bylaw. As a part of the medical staff bylaw, it clearly says, item 14.3, exclusive contracting is limited to ER, anesthesia, pathology, radiology services. So you want to sell the hospital, it's exclusive contract. And it clearly says at least 6 months prior to any decision being made in this following, you need to discuss it with the medical staff and get the medical executive committee's approval. But you did not. You put it on the agenda without the knowledge of the medical staff. Now, and that's not only violation of your bylaw, it's also violation of our bylaw, which you approved. Now, on the physician's credentialing, one physician that we approved over 8-10 months ago for reappointment, you guys denied his approval. You didn't even have the courtesy of letting the medical staff know that we denied his approval. We refused to approve his privileges to practice at Palo Verde Hospital. So what did that trigger? It triggered a lawsuit by him. Now we're going to lose a lot of money because of it. And also it put the medical staff in a corner because we didn't know what you guys did. So we did not give him his right. His right is fair hearing. Every person that you take his livelihood away, got to give him fair hearing. You did not. Then there came back again, you did it again in November, again without letting us know. Another physician, both of these physicians have been here, one 20 years, one 25 years. You did not give us any notice that this physician's application was rejected. The second one, fortunately, somebody told me, did you know that this application was not approved? I said, no, I didn't know that. You guys come out of closed session, you're supposed to give a report. What did you do in closed session? So if you didn't approve, you should have put it in a public document that we did not approve X, Y, Z. So I would be informed, so I would give their constitutional right. You didn't. So fortunately, we found out that physician is going through the fair hearing process right now. That's going to cost the hospital at least $10,000 to $20,000. Why? You also violated your own bylaw. If you go to section 8, medical staff, it clearly says, if the board does not concur with the medical staff recommendation relative to any medical staff reappointment or termination of appointment and granting or curtailment of clinical privileges, there shall be a review of recommendation by the conference of 2 directors and 2 medical staff members before the board render its final decision. You totally skipped. You violated your own bylaw. And these physicians have every right to sue you, and they will win. It's a policy. You violated your own policy. Simply because, again, no transparency. You hide, and you don't let anybody know what's going on. On the credentialing, there were 3 physicians that they had a practitioner, 3 practitioners, number 107 for reappointment, number 315916 for reappointment, and number 5013 for reappointment. Those 3 physicians were recommended for appointment, and their charts are available. Joanna, the charts are available for your review. And please, if you have any problem and you don't want to appoint any of these physicians or reappoint them, at the end of your closed session, let the public know, let the medical staff know, so we don't violate their right and cost the hospital millions of dollars again. I'm sorry if there's any other question for me, otherwise I'll see you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have
Madam President, would you like to report on this item?
yes, is there any board comment? Ms. Sergeant, is there any board comment regarding Dr. Slowly's report?
I can ask more questions, but it would be it wouldn't be appropriate in open session regarding some of his concerns.
I'm available for closed session if you have any questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
So is there any public comment? Okay, seeing none, we will now move to the next item. It's, next item 8 is consideration and action to accept the resignation of Dr. Brooks. Do I have a motion on?
Madam President, would you like me to present the report?
Please.
Thank you. Go ahead and add, we will also be addressing the notice of vacancy and solicitation. So on January 7, 2026, a community member presented a resignation letter on behalf of Director Dr. David Brooks, stating an effective resignation date of January 7, 2026. Following receipt of the letter, multiple attempts were made to contact Dr. Brooks to confirm the effective date. However, no direct contact or confirmation has been obtained to date. This item is brought forward to the board's consideration and possible acceptance of the resignation of Director Dr. David Brooks, effective January 7, 2026. The Palo Verde Healthcare District will be considering the appointment of a new board member to fill any and all vacancies at a meeting scheduled for Friday, January 30th, 2026 at 5 p.m. The locations to be determined. Individuals interested in being appointed are required to submit a letter of interest to the Palo Verde Healthcare District no later than 5 p.m. on January 27, 2026. Applications may be submitted in writing or via email to joanna.gonzalez@paloverdehospital.org. Applications must clearly delineate their qualifications and provide a comprehensive statement outlining their interests and reasons for seeking appointment to the Board of Directors. It is staff's recommendation to approve acceptance of the resignation for Dr. David Brooks effective January 7th, 2026. The clerk of the board and legal counsel have reviewed the notice of vacancy and the staff report. Attached to the packet, and I also provided copies of the notice of vacancy in the back of the room. I'm not sure if there's still some out there. Would you like me to read the notice? Amended notice of vacancy on the board of directors of the Palo Verde Healthcare District. Notice is hereby given that board of directors of the Palo Verde Healthcare District will be considering the appointment of new board members to fill any and all vacant seats on the board. The board of directors will consider the appointment of new directors at the special meeting of the board scheduled for 5 p.m. on January 30th, 2026. Location is the city unless however noticed differently. Persons interested in being appointed must submit an application by letter to the Palo Verde Healthcare District. The address is 250 North 1st Street, Blythe, California 92225. Attention to Joanna, clerk of the board, no later than 5 p.m. on January 23rd, 2026. Alternatively, applicants may also apply via email to joanna.gonzalez@paloverdehospital.org. Applications must clearly delineate the applicant's qualifications and provide a comprehensive statement outlining their interests and reasons for seeking service on board. All applicants must be registered voters residing within the boundaries of the district, generally includes the community of Blythe. Please contact Riverside County Register of Voters for details and the actual boundary location. Applicants must also file a Fair Political Practice Act disclosure statement in accordance with the provisions that Act and regulations of the Fair Political Practice Commission. The disclosure statement must be filed at the district's office prior to appointment. In accordance with Government Code Section 1780D1, this notice shall be posted in at least 3 contiguous places within the district. In addition, this notice will be posted on the district's website and may be published in local newspaper. These notice of vacancy were posted in the district's website. They were also posted in the ER entrance, the employee entrance, 2 bulletin boards located at the hospital. The notices were also sent to the local newspaper and the local radio station.
I'd like to clarify something she just said. The bylaws of Palo Verde Hospital require that when you resign, that you do it in writing. It does not require that you call him numerous times, and it requires in writing. The man did that. Why was he being harassed?
Dr. Brooks did not submit the resignation himself, and I did not receive the information.
I have, sorry to interrupt you, but I have resigned twice from this board, and I have never presented it in person, nor have I ever been called afterwards to ask what I was doing. So I find that inappropriate.
We can discuss those items in the detail.
There's no discussion. The bylaws say that it is done in writing. It doesn't say that you have to come off your deathbed or your hospital bed, or that your daughter or your son can't bring it in. It does not say that.
Dr. Henson?
I did it both ways.
I would grant the same courtesy to any director on this board to reach out to them directly and to confirm that that resignation is in fact directly from them.
Who would it be coming from?
Can I interject, please? Hi, this is Director Sarton. I want to make a statement here of facts. I believe it was Elizabeth Bailey that wrote a resignation on behalf of myself. I had no knowledge of, and I believe it was also, I don't remember who the other director was. It may have been President Garnica at the time. However, those were passed out in the community along with a lot of other dishonest things, and we did not resign. Those were also posted in the back during a duly noticed public meeting of the board of directors, and someone for integrity posted those. So I understand in this climate, Joanna, why you needed to call Dr. Brooks, because of the history of some of the dishonesty going on. And I thank you for doing that in respect for Dr. Brooks. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Director Sardi.
But you still haven't confirmed it yet.
Okay,
You haven't talked about the groups. How can you take it?
If I,
In fact, I have, excuse me, Council, one other thing, I have a copy of that too, that was posted and signed like I resigned. I believe that was back when, shortly after Elizabeth applied for the board seat, when all this kind of started. So it was, I'd have to look at the document. I have it. I believe it was Rosie Rowell too, that letters were written, and it was false and forged. So thank you.
Madam President, may I be
Yes.
recognized? Okay. So Joanna reached out, in my opinion, to Dr. Brooks as a courtesy. Given discussions we had with Dr. Brooks prior to the receipt of the letter of resignation, I believe it was proper to attempt to reach out to him. At this point, since he has not responded, we are asking this board to go ahead and to move forward. He hasn't been in attendance, and in the interest of complying with the city loan agreement and the expectations of the county with respect to timely board replacements, we are asking that this board receive and accept the resignation and move forward with the board appointments as discussed by Ms. Gonzalez.
Okay. So is there any public comment now, Dr. Receiving and
About everything. Jeez.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairwoman, and the board and our community, collectively the Watkins. Excuse me. This community owes so very much to Dr. David Brooks. He has been at everyone's beck and call for as long as I can remember in this community. And as sad as we are that he will be moving away from this board, he is owed so much just gratitude toward everything that he has given us for so long. I would ask that this board find an appropriate plaque stating and thanking him for his service to this community. We need to go back and find out how many years that was. And if there are not funds to pay for that, to present to him at your next board meeting or whenever it is capable of being purchased, I will pay for that personally, my husband and I will, because it is owed to him. That's the least we can do. So please, when you vote today, please amend and include that in your motion. And we do owe that to him. Thank you.
Thank you. The board had already discussed that, and we were, just myself and another board member to honor him and dedicate maybe the emergency department. We can discuss that as a board. I'd like to see what we can do to really honor him. He has served this community most of his life, and he does deserve recognition and to be honored. So my request would be, Joanna, if we could look into, if you could note it on the agenda so we could openly discuss it, to maybe dedicate the emergency department to him, and in his honor or something of service. Thank you. Something similar to what we did for Dr. Paglinawan. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Sardi.
Is there any more public comment?
In about 30 years ago, in 1999 or 2000, I went to a board meeting, this Palo Verde Hospital board meeting, in the conference room that you guys were the last time. And there were only 5 people sitting there, actually I think 4. And they were the board members. Lloyd Merrill, Linda Wise, Melly Rodriguez, and there was somebody else. And I had a problem with the hospital administration. And I went to them and I told them, you guys are not taking care of the hospital. They said, we're not the board of this hospital. We just take the tax and give it to the hospital. I said, no, you are the board of the hospital. You're an elected official board of the hospital. They refused to take responsibility. They said, we just meet once a year, that's all, to pass the taxes. So then I discussed this with Dr. Brooks. And Dr. Brooks said, I remember that, yes, there was a board that was elected in this. So we started fighting for this town to get this hospital back, this hospital as a district hospital. We ended up going to court because the hospital thought that they were on the right. They sued us. So we went to court and the judge actually voted for us and said, no, it's a district hospital. So this became district hospital. And we were so happy. And the first few board members, one of them was Dr. Brooks, and one of them was the nurse, I forgot her name, your relative.
Louise Carter.
Louise Carter, God bless her soul, and Ramona Echeverria. This hospital was run as a district, and we thought it's great. I regret that after 30 years. Because the problem with district hospital being a town is everybody has friends. You bring your crowd, they bring their crowd, and you think it's a publicity contest. It's not. It's not a publicity contest. And this is where we are. Dr. Brooks was the only one who gave $20,000 gift to the foundation of this hospital. He worked hard for this hospital. What bothers me is that he sent a resignation letter. Every one of us knows his resignation letter, a signature. We know that was a legitimate signature, but we played this game. I went to Dr. Brooks myself and I thanked him for his service after I saw the resignation letter, and I said, you've done a fantastic job for this town and this hospital. Anybody in this crowd, if they have any conscience, they know Dr. Brooks. Dr. Brooks is not unreachable. You go every Sunday, he's in church. You call him, he answers. I talk to Dr. Brooks, if not every day, every other day. And I don't understand. If you really wanted to get his approval, you would get it. And those letters that Trina is talking about, there was no signature on it. They were not letter. It was draft. Somebody passed it out as a joke, or they wanted you guys to resign. I don't know. You compare that with Dr. Brooks' signature, that's ludicrous.
Is there any more public? So, motion is still on, so
Carmela, may I speak?
yes.
Dr. Sloby, there was some, that's false. There was some that was circulated with our signatures. And that's not the process that's normally followed. Usually it's sent to the district secretary. A person that falsified those letters in the past, Elizabeth Bailey, was the one that read it to the public. So I believe, I'm not going to get involved with that. There's a lot of possibilities going on. We're not going to discuss that publicly. However, my point is, she got up and read that letter, Dr. Sloby, and I had not seen it. So the board had, or Joanna, had a responsibility to verify that based on the dishonesty in the past by Ms. Bailey. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So, is there a motion to approve and accept a resignation of Dr. David Brooks and the notice of vacancy solicitation?
Carmela, has that letter been verified yet or no? That's it. Have you verified it or not yet?
Like the staff report stated, Dr. Zolini, till this date, we don't have confirmation from Dr. Brooks.
So
That's all one of the reasons why the item was related. Madam President, are we still have public comment open? We move on to board function.
Oh, we can do that. Okay, so,
Please remind me, don't recall, that was closed.
oh, yeah, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. So,
And I would ask that it be verified. Excuse me.
motion to approve the acceptance of the resignation of the resident Dr. David Brooks.
I so moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second, but I have a comment. Things have gotten very sophisticated with signatures. Joanna, the only thing that I would ask in addition to this is please verify.
Okay, there was a motion made by Ms. Hudson, seconded by Ms. Sargent. Can you call for the question, please?
Director Sargent,
Aye.
Dr. Brooks is absent, Director Hudson,
I'd also like to thank Dr. Brooks for all of his years of service.
President Garnica.
Aye. Okay, so, next item B.
There's no item B.
Oh, no item B, okay. So, all the way down to. Oh, okay. So we are now moving into, closed session. Is there any public comment regarding closed session? Okay.
Are you guys going to discuss Dr. Brooks' resignation in closed session?
No, it's not on the
Because
agenda.
the litigation, because you guys just approved a resignation of a physician or a board member without first verifying. You just said you didn't verify, but you approved it. So is it going to cause another litigation?
I requested that it be verified, Dr. Sloby, if you heard when after the motion was made, after I second the motion.
So you guys approved his resignation, but Joanna just said he did not verify that was his signature. That's all I want.
That was a proper motion. Thank you so much. So with respect to closed session, was there any public comment? President Garnica, I couldn't hear.
No, there's not.
Okay. So with respect to closed session, item 1, medical staff credentialing and peer review pursuant to Health and Safety Code 32155 and Government Code 54957. The practitioner numbers are identified. There will be no hospital quality assurance report. There will be no conference with legal counsel regarding bankruptcy. There will be a brief item regarding conference with legal counsel, significant exposure to litigation, Government Code 54956.9D2 to potential cases. Thank you.
Okay, so we're now going to closed session. We will now report out of closed session. Ms. Wade?
Yes, thank you. With respect to item 1, medical staff credentialing and peer review regarding practitioners 107, 315916, and 5013, unanimously approved by the directors in attendance. That would be Garnica, Hudson, and Sarton. With respect to item 3, conference with legal counsel, significant exposure to litigation, there is no reportable action. Thank you.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned until the next regular meeting of the Palo Verde District Board of Directors will be held on Wednesday, January 28th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Here at the council chambers.